Hey everybody, we're the Coleman family, and we're rolling across the country looking for America's best farm-to-table communities. And we're sharing all of our discoveries with you and your family right here, right now on agrihoodliving.com.
Hi, this is Lena and Brett Coleman.
Hey guys.
With Agrihood TV, and we're here with Leslie Ratliff. She is in Aberlin Springs. Hello, Leslie.
Hello.
How's it going, Leslie?
It's going great. We're here in the snow today.
Is it snowing in Ohio?
Nice.
Oh, it's thick full of snow, yes.
Yes, I saw your pictures on, was it Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, Facebook. They were absolutely beautiful, those snow pictures.
Oh, yeah. We've got kids sled riding, parents sled riding, and all kinds of snow forts and snowmen all over the community right now.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So Leslie, you know, we saw you before, was it break? Before
August?
August? No, it was later.
Sorry.
It was fall. We saw you on our way down to Florida. So was that before Thanksgiving? Yeah, it was before Thanksgiving. So since we saw you last, any big changes? What's going on?
Oh, all kinds of wonderful things. We've pretty much sold out of phase 1. We have 1 lot left. And we've just cleared phase 2, which will be another 22 lots. And we actually next week are doing our grand opening for phase 2. We've got a few holes in there already. And that's coming up next, which we're really excited about. And then we're also supporting a 2-day food symposium. It's here in Cincinnati at the Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy, and they're bringing in Joel Salatin, who is the farmer that we all admire and follow after, and he's kind of been our guru in the industry. So we're super excited about that, and yeah, we're looking forward to spring and the gardens coming and the community all thriving.
Awesome.
That's great.
And you, when we were there at the property, you had said something that was priceless and that not too many people know or thinking about. And that was the main reason for us following up with you, because you had said that the biggest mistake home buyers make, because you are the builder, you're the developer, you run both gamuts, you run the gamut pretty long and wide. What are you seeing as the biggest mistake home buyers are making, have been making, that you could add some insight and direction?
Well, the thing that you and I were discussing the other day was that often people will go to an architect first, especially if they're a little higher end custom home. They think that they need to find the architect, design their home, and they will take that plan and go shop builders. And in my experience here, one, the architects really are not in tune with current pricing. Just in this 1 year alone, on an average like $300,000 house, I've had $20,000 of price increases in one year. So if you are not boots on the ground and aware of how the pricing is changing, the architects often are creating plans that are outside of people's price points. And I've even run into people who didn't even give the architect a price point. So I thought that was really unusual, but it's happened on a couple of occasions where I said, "What budget did you give?" And then they've spent $7,000 to $10,000 on an architectural plan that they can't afford. So I often, will get people who will come and say, we're shopping builders and here's our plan and will you give us a bid? So another red flag, most builders, especially custom builders, are not really interested in that, because we have a long-term relationship with our architects and we build them a certain way that we understand and that our subcontractors understand. So often we don't even want that print. We will redraw it with our in-house architect, which is what I've got, or sometimes they've got some zoning things or things that don't fit within the codes of the area that that customer wants to build their home. So it really it becomes problematic. So I just think people need to pick their builder first, because the builders understand the cost, that they can, you could shop them thoroughly as far as quality and product and lots on the ground. And if this is a person you want to spend the next 9 months with, and then let them guide you to the architect. I just have seen too many broken hearts over this, having their dream home they carry around for months, and then they've lost some money on the architectural print and they can't build it.
Pretty interesting. So that means when they come to see you in Aberlin Springs, one-stop shop, A to Z. You take care of everything right there at the community, right?
Yeah, you'll find that with most builders. So the custom guys, they've already got their team in place, and the production guys definitely won't take somebody else's print. So yeah, we're definitely A to Z. You come in, and I've taken drawings off of a napkin that a couple sat at a bar and kind of decided how they wanted the layout to be.
And it was actually pretty good at a bar. I mean, they did a pretty good job at happy hour drawing houses and napkins. It was okay, huh?
All I need is give me the flow, and I'll make it all happen. So I call it a bubble drawing. So tell me where you want these different rooms, and then I've had engineers with their grid paper who have completely laid out a plan for me and brought it to me, and then I give it to my architect. So we do the whole gamut. We do the selections. It's all done here, so you don't have to go traveling around. We like to have everything together so you can see all your selections as you're choosing them. And so, yeah, we are definitely a one-stop shop.
Nice.
That's great.
Hey, Leslie.
Yes.
How's Mom?
Oh, she's so good.
We love Mom.
She's so happy.
Give her a big hug from us.
She's so happy to be out of the big house and in her little house, and she's got a lovely cottage here, and she loves a neighbor. She's having fun with the kids, and she's made some new friends who have finally all moved in here, and we're having a lot of fun. She's doing great. Thanks for asking.
Give her hugs.
Yeah, please do. And that's so awesome to have, the older generation and the younger generation so close and interacting with each other. It keeps everybody young.
Yes, it does. And supported. We all need support. The
Absolutely.
Younger kids like the grandparents, and it helps the busy parents to have the grandparents here too. So yeah,
Absolutely.
We're having a lot of fun.
Cool. So I can't believe you guys are knocking over the wall as far as your first phase is. You have one lot left in the first phase. You're about to break ground in the second phase. So I got to ask you this, because we came to your property, we saw a lot, but what we noticed was high on our list of likes was that you have an advantage over the bigger developments. Not saying one's right, one's good, one's bad. What you have that the big corporations don't have necessarily is it's a home feel. It's a homey feel. In a world of impersonalization, you guys are personalizing your neighborhood with a warm feel that people, I think, notice right away. I mean, we did. We pulled up to your community, and it just felt like we were in somebody's house that we know for a long time.
We feel like family already.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, we do have a lot of activities that, that touch everybody. And I think most people like to commune around food. I mean, that's where community and family happen, is around the table. So I think the whole farm to table concept, and the fact that we are all getting together and grabbing food out of the market and eating together. And we now have a first Friday of the month happy hour where so far we've had 100% of the customers coming, which you don't always expect everyone to show up, and then our potential customers are showing up too. So
that's
I
great.
think whenever there's a table involved, you feel warm and fuzzy and cozy. So.
Yeah, no, but listen, it doesn't hurt having you and your mother on property. That land has been in your family for several generations. That's something that can't be duplicated. So there's a lot of credit.
We didn't want to leave, so it's nice that we can be right here in the middle of all of it and share it with other people. And we were ready for community. I'm a single mom, and my mom, has been widowed for years, and we love this land, and we were ready for community. So it kind of just happened very organically, but every time I see a new family move in, and this Christmas I went outside to turn off the porch lights, and the neighbor was walking the dog, and I got to yell out Merry Christmas to him, and it just, it feels amazing.
Yeah. And that kind of led me to my next question, and Lena has another question for you. But before I forget, you started this project how many years ago? It was your family residence for many years. And when did you decide, what year was it that you actually built the first house? This past 17?
We actually started digging. The first house was December 11th of last year, and we built 17 homes. And we've got... we have 4 more under construction. I had to count really quick. 4 more that are already sold that are coming out of the ground right now. But we actually started in 2013 was when we went to our first Mother Earth News fair and started studying what's going on in the farming business. And that was really when we started studying other agri-communities and considering turning our farm into an agri-community. So we had quite a few years where we were doing a lot of research. And then because I wanted to do a unique septic system, keeping the water on the land, that took a little longer because we had to work with the EPA. But it was all worth it.
Yeah.
So,
So let's get a little more involved. The vision you had of Aberlin Springs before the first house was constructed, and where it's at right now, an idea is something that floats around in the air. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's just an idea, right? Okay, so now I believe this: when your idea becomes a vision, you become unstoppable. And what you're doing there in Aberlin Springs is pretty fantastic and pretty amazing, very impressive. So I guess the idea you had in your head, floating around your head back then, to what you actually have now, a physical property, does it exceed what you thought it would be? Or what is the feeling you had about that?
I say that every day. This is completely exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
And again, during the Christmas holidays, I had every single one of the homeowners who's currently living out here, literally every single one of them, in one way, shape, or form, whether it was a Christmas card or they stopped at my door, or every one of them has said to me that it has exceeded their expectations. So they all came here with a concept of what they were expecting. Mm-hmm. But the fact that the community adults have gelled, and the fact that the kids are all this big amoeba running around there making forts and trails in the woods, and it's changed them. We've got some empty nesters who just feel so relieved from the burden of their big home, and now they feel like, they're not going to be a burden to their kids later. That I've heard from a couple families. But to get such a sincere thanks from each individual, while I'm feeling the same way every time I walk into my new home and I look across and see my mom over in her home, I think we're all kind of in awe, really.
Yeah.
And it feels like this was done on a spiritual plane before I showed up, and I'm just here to do the work.
Pretty awesome.
We get one miracle after another, and every time I feel like, oh, here's a challenge, if I just relax, it usually comes to me in some way of what we need to do, or a homeowner will say something, or a subcontractor will come up with an idea, and they feel like these miracles daily. So
that's awesome.
I just feel like it's the right thing and with the right intention, and we keep our hearts behind it, and it's just happening like it's supposed to.
Amen to that. That's a huge life. That's how we should take on life too, right? In general.
Yeah, it's relaxing when it gets stressful. That's the hard part, but it's very effective here.
And that's why you bring so much heart and love to your project here. Aberlin Springs is just such an amazing place to live and visit. So.
I'm watching my kids thrive too. My children are thriving as well, and that there's no value to that.
Absolutely.
Hey, Leslie, before we cut out, you took a look at our site. You had some neighbors reach out to us. I can't believe the response we got from your neighbors. I mean, they seem like they're your family. They just want to share their experiences with us, and that makes us feel pretty good that we're adding some type of value. Like I said, we started this as a journey, a personal journey to find an Agrihood for our family, and here we are 17 properties later, learning so much and making great friends along the way like yourself. So before we cut out, how can we continue to be of value to what you're doing? Because I think what you're doing is amazing, and we want to be somehow part of that. How can you use us to make to along your journey?
Yeah, well, I love what you're doing, because I have been saying that I think this concept is very duplicatable, and I wish it would be duplicatable. I think we all need to get back to super local food and supporting farmers, and building communities around something that's bigger than us, and it's hard to figure out how to get the word out and how to say we want to share this concept. And it's something that I've been thinking about and we talk about, but you just pulled in with this giant rock star bus and and walked around my place and left. And when you sent out that video and I saw what you've done in every single community, I thought, this is such an awesome platform for people and developers and builders and realtors to be able to say, what is this all about? And hopefully we're, planting seeds all over the country. So I was blown away that this was your mission. I am going to give you the one thing that I noticed about each each agri-community that you stopped in, and of course I watched every minute of it, how you really can pick out all the amazing, beautiful things about each one. I just think you have an incredible eye. So I think you are definitely on the right track. I think it'll help a lot of people understand what these agri-communities are and what their potential is. And it's nice to have somebody else do all the shopping for you, because there, as you can see, they're spread out everywhere. So
Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you,
Well, thank
Leslie.
you.
That means a lot to us. You know, it's I don't want to call it, I don't know if it's a labor of love, because we're not getting paid for this. It's just it's a love, it's a passion, it's a journey, it's a creative expression outlet, and it's a learning experience for us and other people out there, because this is the way of the future. If you do a little research, you're going to see big companies out there that are taking these golf course communities and either converting them into a farm to table community, or starting from scratch. And farm to table is the way the future is headed, and it's just a great concept. And we're just so glad. We love you. You know that, right?
Oh, I feel
you.
the same way. I feel the same way. So yeah, it's a mutual appreciation club for sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, say hi to Mom. Say hi to Jack the donkey. How's Jack? Cash always says he watches the videos and says, "How's Jack?" So how's Jack?
Yes, Jack is doing great. He's getting a little bit of a hay belly, so
It's a winter time. It's okay.
he's eating a little too much here in the winter time, but he's doing great. And we have an egg mobile now for our chickens, so that all the chickens are in their portable house, and that's been kind of interesting and fun watching and trying to figure out how this is going to work in the winter. But it's always an adventure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Well, we're so happy to hear things are progressing so well for you. I know they always will.
Oh, well, thank you. And then you have to come back and visit again. And like I said, tell me when you guys are anywhere near, I'll come visit you too.
All right, Leslie.
Thanks. It was great talking to you.
Likewise.
You too.
Have a nice winter. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Leslie Ratliff from Aberlin Springs. Great developer, great person. I mean, she's just got a great community over there in Morrow, Ohio, right outside of Cincinnati. And being a Michigan guy, I was born and pretty much raised in Michigan. We used to go to Cincinnati for Kings Island for the roller coasters, and then there's another one out there called Cedar Point near Sandusky. But they're in a prime location.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
It's centrally located, and it's a beautiful. They sit atop this hill, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Just not being a huge winter guy, but you are. You like winter, you like snow.
I do like winter.
Yeah, she does. She was not born, but raised in Colorado with the big mountains, so she's used to that snow. I like sunshine, so we'll definitely be going back to Aberlin Springs when the...
In Ohio, you get both. You get sun and snow.
All right,
you get all
guys.
the 4 seasons. So
Comment.
check it out. If you have any more questions about that, you can contact Leslie. You can comment below if you have any questions for us, or even about Aberlin Springs, our experience there, what you want to know. Comment below.
All right, until next time, we'll see you.
Bye.